Hello. So last week, my friend gave me the text telling me that everything is packed in her office. She is ready to go. So 5 years just into boxes, she needs to go. When you watch the news about China, it seems like China has not been impacted by the pandemic thing. The economy is good. We are doing all the big infrastructures, the bullet trains across China. But if you check the life of every individual, then that's a completely different world. My last full-time job is a decent one. I was working for the probably the most promising sportswear brand on this planet right now. And I never thought this very fancy bubble has cut me off from the real world. In the recent 1 year, I am working as a freelancer, meaning I get to walk around the city, during the working days. And guess what I see? I see people in different age doing the same thing like me. Most of them are talking the similar topics like the stability of the job, of the income, how to get a better life after retirement, but much less anxiety. So in this video, I want to take you through the unemployment behind the very fancy news headlines of China. I want to show you who they really are. So first, of course, let's talk about the truth, the data. When I first see it, I am honestly surprised. Right now in China, there are more than 200 million people that are in flexible working mood. The actual number suggested by many organizations could be much higher, high as 280 million people. What does this number mean? It means it's almost 25% of the whole workable population in China, those aged between 16 to 60. Many of you may wonder, what does the flexible working means? Well, it's not unemployed, right? Because it sounds terrible. Flexible working means those people are working without an official contract. No one's paying their medical insurance or social insurance. They're just completely working on their own. Who are they? There are mainly three groups of people. Imagine those people like a pyramid, those 1 to 3% on the very top. They actively chose to be a freelancer. They get very good consultation fee, which is like 5 or even 10 times higher than what people earn on average. Even it can be short-term or project-based, but still that can completely cover their living cost. So we are not going to talk much about them today. And the second layer, that the big part in the middle of the pyramid, they are the people doing the hard jobs but relatively stable, like nanny, like house cleaning, like those service people on your hotlines. They earn much less, but somehow stable if you look into like 6 months or a year. And the biggest portion of this pyramid lying on the bottom is the most heartbreaking group. This group of people, they are basically fighting against platforms, the service apps. The delivery guy on their motorbikes on the street belongs to this group. After those portions being pulled away by the apps, by the platform itself, there is just minimum wage left for them. But their life are running on a super speed, and they probably have to work 12 hours a day if they want to earn a little bit more. Every day they're racing against time just to make their hour rate a little bit higher. But they face a lot of danger because they have to ride really fast. And also those taxi drivers, they work for multiple taxi hailing apps, but they only earn minimum wage. So you can see all these three groups of people, they are working. But are they unemployed? Somehow it's unemployed. The unemployment rate in China reported by Human Resource Department said it's between 4.5% to 5% this year. But as I told you, the flexible working percentage is around 25%. I would take this number seriously rather than the 4.5% unemployment rate, because this huge gap here tells the truth about how hard people is living, that even I work for one job for 1 day in a month, I earn very little. You cannot categorize me in the unemployment category, right? That's the reality after this two numbers. So let me tell you, and you know what's worse is that we've talking so much about the 996 culture. When the economy is good, everybody is working their ass off to fight for that job promotion, the salary rise. But when the recession comes, like what we are going through in this recent years, probably another 5 years to come, it traumatized the whole society. So let me tell you how people are actually thinking about jobs here in China right now. So Jessie, I talked before, she said she packed her 5 years into just two boxes. Jessie, when she was still working her full time, and many people, let's just call them Jessie, the very common popular mindset is that you have to turn yourself into the low battery mood. The companies are constantly working on layoffs, and somehow it has come to the extent that there's nothing left to be laid off. And those who stayed, they don't have aggressiveness or passions anymore. They act very normal, they come to work on time, they leave on time, but the desire to really get the job done better, the efforts spending on managing up all the management team, like the leadership team, is gone. All what they are thinking is that today it's not me, but next month probably. So they want to save energy and turn themselves on low battery mood. And for those who are being laid off or actively get out from the office, they are really in a very interesting period of their lifetime. Say spring, a good friend of mine, she told me that the day she decided to got off from the office, that night she slept 8 to 9 hours for the first time in many years. She doesn't have to wake up to check her phone to see like if someone left her some working message. Since then, she has much less nightmares and she can sleep deep. So everything's getting better. And since I am freelancing, we always get out in our working days. We've talked a lot of cycling to the beach side to see the sunset for so many years, but only after she left her office, we really did it. We spent almost like 3 hours riding from the downtown of Shanghai to the beach side, and we just sat there, think about nothing. Quite surprisingly to both of us that we suddenly realized this is how normal life should be. But we never had any chance to really do that in the past 6 or 7 years. And now we get out a lot. We went to play tennis, we get tanned, we are becoming more healthier, happier, even though we earn much less than before. But I think this period of time feels really like a reset for our life. Yes, we poked the fancy bubble, but only after you do this, you can really look into who you are and what you are going to do next. And the third group, I think, very interesting is those college students about to graduate. My younger sister in my bigger family, she studied in the top tier university. So as usual, her career should be guaranteed. She should be able to make a fortune from the job market. But the reality is in 2026, she and her classmates, they have to back their ways into those big corporate to get a probably $1,500 monthly salary. Imagine someone with a master degree only have to deal with such pay range, not to say others. And what those big corporates are thinking about is, okay, if you don't accept it, then get out of the line. There are many more people waiting there. So it's a deal or you go. My younger sister did a math with me. So with that $1,500, half of that goes to the house rent. And she has to pay for the transportation, for the food, for the social gatherings, because she has to gradually build her social connections. After all of that, there's almost nothing left on her hand. Look back at her parents, that her monthly salary is almost the retirement pension from her parents, adding together two people. And then she thought, like, what I am studying so many years for, why should I come to big cities like Shanghai or Beijing with nothing left on my pocket. So she decided to take a much more comfortable job back at our hometown, where she gets to earn a little bit less, of course, but she gets more time with her parents and her spare time that she can explore her personal interests. So for her, that's a balanced game, instead of giving it all to the big cities and get nothing back. I personally won't take this as a compromise of life, but I think in each generation there are just very different situations to deal with, so I cannot really apply my experience to her. And I believe she has made the right choice for her at this moment. Back to my own very fancy full-time job. A year ago, I will never realize that 90% of people around me will leave after I exit that job. It feels like the whole world is getting quiet. And suddenly I need to deal with, like, how should I plan my everyday life? I have to think about the questions that, what do I really like? What do I really want to learn? And what really I want to do in the next? Suddenly all these questions just become inevitable. And I think, okay, let me give myself some time to figure that out. I better think about them in my 30s instead of 60s, right? And I will never ever forget that 5 years, 10 years in just 2 boxes. That's all you can carry away from your workplace. Even if you are still working a full-time job or you are just busy your ass off every day, what really you can walk away with if you leave this job? I think we are all trying to find these answers in the recent few years when the economy is down, when we have more time to think. And maybe the most threatening thing is not losing a job. It's that we are losing the imaginations of life, or we are just losing our courage to explore a different kind of life. So how is your life at this moment? Let me know in the comment, and probably we all can take some inspirations from that. I'll see you in the next video.